welcome back to Redbird Acres. Today I am going to try making yogurt for the very first time. I've never done this before, and I am going to follow the instructions that this packet gave me. So this is a yogurt starter. It has no preservatives, it's gluten-free, it's a natural product, and just contains the active bacterial cultures that are in yogurt. So this is supposed to set it up like regular yogurt. I'm going to start with a quart, and if that works, then I'm going to make a whole bunch more because we go through a decent amount of yogurt between ourselves and the dogs. So we'll see how this goes. I am going to be using whole milk, and we're going to start with 4 cups. It says about a liter, which is about a quart, which is about 4 cups. So we're going to start with that. You're going to need milk, a pan, the yogurt starter, and a thermometer to do this. So we're going to pour that into my pan here. Now my stove runs really quite hot. So we're going to get it started, and I'm going to turn it down right away because I don't want this to scorch. And let me get my thermometer. Now, one thing with the thermometer, you don't want this. If I were to take this and put it on the side of the pan with the clip all the way up here, it would touch the bottom of the pan. That would give you a false reading. So I think this thing moves down. Yes, it does. Good, good, good. And you want it just sort of in the middle of the yogurt here. There we go. And we're going to watch for this to come up to 180 degrees. So the instructions for this say to heat 1 liter of milk to 180 degrees or bring it to a boil. I don't want it to scorch, so I'm just going to do 180 degrees. And then you let it cool down to 108 to 112 degrees. I've seen varying temperatures for that. I've seen 105 to 115, but somewhere within that range. And then you dissolve a packet in a small amount of the cooled milk, and then pour it back in here and mix it well. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to stir it frequently to keep the heat, to keep the heat pretty level and to make sure it doesn't scorch on the bottom. Don't throw your probe into the flame like I did. But I don't want it to scorch on the bottom. And like I said, my stove is pretty hot. My goodness. I need a different thermometer, clearly. Do we edit out kitchen fails here? No, we do not, because everybody has them. One thing to note is if you choose to do the boil method, don't walk away from this. Milk will boil over, and it will do so very, very quickly, and it will scorch all over your stovetop. It scorches really badly. It foams up and just goes everywhere. So if you choose to do the boil method, don't walk away from this. Let me show you this. So this was on just under a medium heat. And this went from I'm slightly foamy to I'm about to boil over in literally 2 seconds. And I had to flip the heat down super quick so it didn't boil over. But this did get, and then the foam was sitting there and telling me it was 200 and some degrees. So you got to be really, really careful with milk. Now the actual milk itself, as I'm stirring this, is not at 180 degrees yet. So I'm not going to consider this a boil or 180 degrees all the way through just yet. but it's only been about 3 or 4 minutes and it's almost there. So this happens very, very quickly. You don't want to walk away from this. I'm going to turn the heat up just a smidge, but not back to where I had it before. And I don't know if you can see the temperature gauge. We're at about 170, 175. So this will be done any second. 3 seconds, look at that. I'll turn that off, make sure it doesn't boil over. But that did hit about 180 degrees, so I've gone ahead and stopped it. Turn the heat all the way off. And now I'm gonna leave my thermometer in here. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get from 180 degrees to 115 degrees, but I don't think it'll take long. I will time it and let you know how long it takes. Now, the next step that I'm thinking about while this is cooling is how I'm going to incubate it. I read a lot of things online. I heard about putting it in a warm, sunny window. That's not going to work for me. Even if I put it next to a sunny window, it's still going to be cold. Putting it on a heating pad is always an option, but my heating pads have auto shutoffs, and I don't think you're able to disable those on the ones that I have. The method I think I'm going to use is putting it in the microwave wrapped in a towel. So the microwave is such a small area that wrapping it in a towel and keeping it in there should enclose enough heat to allow that to incubate and for the starter to ferment the milk to create the yogurt. Another one I saw was putting it in a slow cooker. I think my slow cookers run a little warm, so I wouldn't want to do that. And the other one I saw was a hot water bath. So I think the microwave is my best bet here. Okay, this took about 15 minutes. It's been about 20 and it's a little cooler, but that's okay. And then I also have a quart jar here, and I have very, very warm water in here because if I put hot yogurt into a cold jar, it could shatter all over my counter. So I have the glass warming up with some very warm water. So we are going to take a small amount of the milk here and put it into my measuring cup. And then we're going to take our little packet and mix it into the cooled milk. And it just says mix until fully dissolved. So let's see how long that takes. Smells just like yeast. Smells like just like a packet of yeast. It's quite interesting. So this does have a little bit of sugar in it. It's about 1 gram of sugar per, about 3 grams of sugar per packet. And the sugar helps the bacteria to grow. So that's kind of necessary. But this looks pretty well dissolved. So then we're going to pour this back in here and mix together. Whoa! The dogs will get that, don't worry about it. My goodness, home cooking. So you mix it well together. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. I should use a whisk. All right, this is mixed nice and well. So I'm gonna dump the warm water out of my jar. And I chose a wide mouth because, as you can see, I'm a clumsy nut. And then I'm just gonna slowly pour this into my jar. And this will give you a little less than a quart once it's set. There we go. All right, now this is going to go into the microwave wrapped up into some towels, and I'm just gonna let it sit. And it gets to sit, the box says 4 to 5 hours until the yogurt has reached the desired firmness. I have seen people say that they leave it for 8 hours, 12 hours. So I think just kind of whenever I'm done and I want to grab it out of the microwave is when I will. All right, friends, it has been just over 5 hours. It is now 7:30 at night. And I'm going to go pull our yogurt from the microwave and see how it is. I also threw some tin foil over the top of it. But let's take a look here. This looks actually pretty solid. Let's get a spoon. It smells like yogurt. Look at that. Tastes just like plain yogurt. I might leave this out on the counter and let it set up just a little bit more. It's got a pretty good consistency to it, but we like our yogurt pretty heavy set. So I may cover it and just let it sit on the counter for the rest of the evening, but I'm pretty happy with this. That's good. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So this was the pack I got. I'm going to link it below. I got it from Amazon. But I'm really happy with this, and I'm really excited about being able to make yogurt. And really, once you have made yogurt once, you don't really need any more of these, but this was like, I think it was $10, and you get 16 of the packets in here for 10 bucks. So, but once you've made yogurt once, all you have to do is take a spoonful of this and add it into your mixture as you're cooking it, and then that still has the live bacteria in it, and then you don't need these packets anymore. But if my husband eats the last of it, I have the packets to use it again. So thanks for hanging out with us today on Redbird Acres. We'll see you next time.